What's going on, trainers? It is your boy ADRIZZY here, bringing you a tabletop match. Here we have Trainer versus ADRIZZY. ADRIZZY is actually playing his DeciPlume deck, while Trainer is playing a Yanmega list he is testing for Madison. Alright, so we see that ADRIZZY mulligan while Trainer brings up a Yanma on the active and an unknown, on the bench. So just going to take a mulligan. Trainer can draw one more card after ADRIZZY finds a basic. So this is our first tabletop match using a new setup. As you can see, a lot of the board is cut off. We did find an overhead extension so we can actually record from overhead, but you're going to see it be shaky a little because we couldn't grab onto anything at League. This will be fixed in future recordings, so please bear with us. So we see ADRIZZY. Okay, he has a Rowlet and a Glaceon from what I can see. It's kind of weird speaking in third person, guys. Bear with me. Alright, so they're about to get ready to go. Setting up the prizes. ADRIZZY actually remembered prizes. Look at that. Shake hands. Alright, so we have Rowlet and Yanma going off and Unknown on the bench. I believe ADRIZZY's going first. Trainer draws his extra card here, I believe. Alright, so we have 3 Decidueyes in hand. Plays the Forest of Giant Plants, allowing him to evolve as quickly as he can. Level ball. So he's going to grab the Dartrix. Okay, so he's probably going to want to evolve right away. Get that Decidueye going up. Glaceon's coming down. The reason he's playing Glaceon is Yanmega is an evolution Pokemon. So once he plays that Crystal Ray, I believe the attack is called, Trainer won't be able to do any damage to Glaceon due to the effect. So he Lysandered Unknown up front, so he wouldn't be able to use the Farewell Letter ability, allowing him to discard and draw one more card. And he puts the Feather Arrow damage right on Yanma. So Trainer quickly evolves also thanks to the Forest of Giant Plants. And Yanmega's ability is actually pretty neat. If you have 4 cards in your hand, you can attack with no energy attached to Yanmega. So Trainer plays this Ultra Ball. Let's see what he's going to discard. We got a Judge and a Level Ball, most likely. Okay, perfect. So he's going to search his deck. Yanmega Break is coming out. So here ADRIZZY's probably just asking him if he's actually going to evolve. So yeah, he is. He did evolve right away. Okay, Trainer is thinking. Come on, Trainer. Okay, Lele. Will he use the Wonder Tag ability? Yes, he is. Wonder Tag ability lets you search for a supporter in your deck. So it's kind of like the old school, not old school, but expanded Jirachi. Grabbing the Judge. So what Judge does, guys, it makes both players shuffle their hand into their deck and draw 4 cards each. Trainer is going to be using this supporter a lot, I believe, simply because it allows Yanmega to attack for free. So there we saw Trainer attach a DCE to Unknown only to be able to retreat it, use Farewell Letter to draw one more card. Yanmega is in the active. So he's going to play Judge. ADRIZZY had the 2 Decidueye in his hand. Now I know you guys don't want to see a bunch of shuffling, so I was able to cut out all the shuffling, which is why ADRIZZY plays his deck super quick for the cut. I just wanted to make this match as short as possible, but still showing you every single action except the shuffling, because nobody wants to see ADRIZZY shuffle for 20 minutes. Alright, so we see the Floatstone come on to Tapu Lele, that offering it the free retreat, trying to get all the tools as soon as possible because Vileplume might be coming out. And Trainer passes. I believe that was his 4th card and he attached it to Floatstone. Maybe it was a misplay. So now he couldn't attack. We see a DCE come down to Glaceon and the Level Ball. ADRIZZY's just checking his hand, seeing what he wants to pull. Maybe a quick deck check as well. Okay, we're grabbing the Rowlet. So maybe ADRIZZY is trying to bring out more Decidueyes, it seems like. Okay, so I see a Rowlet come down, a Dartrix. Alright, let's see what else. I think I saw a Shaman. Yep, Shaman's down playing. Set up for 5 more cards. We have a Gloom, is the only Pokemon that ADRIZZY drew from those 6, but he has an N. So I'm thinking that he wants to play the N simply because it'll give him a little better hand than 2 energies, a Stadium, and that Revitalizer. He has no grass Pokemon in his discard. Right now we see ADRIZZY putting more pressure on that Yanmega. Feather Arrow for another 2 damage. Debating whether or not to play the N simply because Trainer is down to 3 cards. Playing N, since neither opponent has taken any prize cards, will give him 6. Looks like ADRIZZY just passed, decided not to. So Trainer is asking ADRIZZY how many cards in his hand. Seems like ADRIZZY has 6. He's going to play the N. Okay. So ADRIZZY didn't play the N, but Trainer did. Trying to get a fresh hand. Off for the cut. They both draw 6. So this is what ADRIZZY didn't want, probably. Simply because it gives Trainer a little more variety, and he can bring his hand size down to 4. So we see Jolteon and a couple items for ADRIZZY. You got an Ultra Ball from Trainer. Discarding the Forest. He doesn't need the Forest since both players play Forest. It's nice to discard these right away. And a Yanmega break. We got an unknown. It's a pretty expensive unknown if you ask me. I'm thinking Trainer's probably going to want to Farewell Letter. Yep, there he goes. The Farewell Letter comes in. He draws a card and passes. Oh, actually, he might have attacked. Yep, he sure did. 100 damage. ADRIZZY draws for turn. We got a Level Ball coming in. And grabbing an Oddish. It's a little cut off. I apologize once again. So we got the Oddish. Let's see. He has the Gloom in his hand along with an Ultra Ball and the Jolteon. Jolteon's probably not needed in this deck. Let's see. Grabbing a Level Ball for a Gloom. Nope. He has a Gloom in his hand. Probably just checking to see what else he can grab. Yep. Grabs the Rowlet. Rowlet is on the far right, guys. I'm sure I know you guys can't see it, but it's on the far right next to the Gloom. He evolved Gloom. Plays Trainer's Mail. We see an N, Ultra Ball, an Oddish, and a Rainbow. Let's see what he grabs. He's going to grab the N. Alright. He's going to play Ultra Ball. He's going to go right back into his deck, so he doesn't need to shuffle after the Trainer's Mail. The DCE and the Glaceon. DCE and the Jolteon are discarded. Grabbing the Decidueye. Okay. Plays the Decidueye down. So we might see another Feather Arrow. Okay, Feather Arrow on Yanmega, making it 6. And then the second Feather Arrow from the Decidueye over to the Tapu Lele. And he plays an N. Probably going to try and grab the Vileplume right now off this N. See what he grabs. They're both drawing their cards. So yeah, right now ADRIZZY has the Glaceon, a Decidueye, Shaman, a Gloom. Okay, the Floatstone comes down on Gloom. That's perfect because in case Vileplume gets Lycanroc up, you can always retreat, and it's not a target anymore. And it seems like he evolved as well. You might not be able to see, but he evolved the Decidueye on the far right and put another 2 damage counters on Yanmega. And he plays down the Vileplume. So now both players cannot play any items. He has 2 cards. Trainer asks him how many cards ADRIZZY had. He plays Hala. What Hala does is, if you've already played your GX move for the game, you can draw 7. But if you haven't, you draw 4. So it's like another Judge, except you don't give your opponent more cards. If you would have played Judge, you would have given ADRIZZY 2 more cards. So he attacks for another 100 damage. So now Dartrix is at 200. Let's see, ADRIZZY draws for turn. Yeah, he's a pretty big hand size. Let's see, he must have played, yep, Sycamore. Okay. Oh, he was probably looking at that discard. Excuse me, that was his discard. Plays a Sycamore, discarding those 2 cards, and he has some items, a couple Pokemon, and another Sycamore. So there's not much he can do with this hand. He might have to save the Sycamore for next turn as well. So we might see some Feather Arrow damage. Once again, let me remind you that the Decidueye is still like above that Vileplume. You just can't see it. So we're going to put, let's see, 2, 4, 6. That'll knock it out. Because it was at 80. Plus 60 is 140. Knocking out the Yanmega. ADRIZZY takes a prize. And he grabs the Rainbow Energy off of that prize. Attaching it to Glaceon and giving 1 damage counter on it. Passes the turn. Trainer draws. So Trainer plays Unknown, looking to possibly do that Farewell Letter. Yep. Giving him another card to draw from his deck. Alright, he got the DCE. So right now he is doing 40 damage, and he plays an N. So Trainer's going to draw 6 cards, while ADRIZZY is only going to draw 5 since he knocked out that Yanmega. Alright, both players are drawing. Trainer needs to get another Pokemon on the bench. There he goes, the Lele. He is going to use Wonder Tag. Now Wonder Tag is going to want to get him his Hex Maniac, is probably the best play that Trainer can go for, since the Vileplume is out and it would negate the Feather Arrows and the item lock. Now Trainer is searching. I wonder what he's going to get. We'll see in a little bit. He's checking his hand. And he passes. Okay, so maybe he didn't grab anything, or we just didn't see it. Knocks out the Decidueye, taking 2 prizes. So now we're at, Trainer has 4 left, while ADRIZZY has 5. He brings up the Vileplume. Now that's a smart play, because Vileplume already has a Float Stone, so he can retreat for free. Alright, let's see here. So I see an energy. I can see a couple other things. So he senders up the Lele without the energy. Retreats into Glaceon. Now Glaceon doesn't have an effect on Tapu Lele because it is a basic Pokemon. But nonetheless, he's going to do the 40 damage because he has 2 Feather Arrows he can do. So he puts both of them on the Lele with the Flowstone and energy. And only Crystal Rays for 70 on the active. So now ADRIZZY cannot be attacked by any evolution Pokemon. He attaches the DCE to Lele, plays on the Tauros as we saw, and plays Hala. Hasn't used the GX move, so that means he's going to only be able to draw 4 cards off of this shuffle. Unknown for another Farewell Letter. I'm surprised Trainer didn't play the Hex Maniac. I hope it isn't prized. So they're counting the damage. Lele would do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, doing 100 damage. Plus the one that Glaceon already had due to the Rainbow Energy. So now it's ADRIZZY's turn. He's going to do the Feather Arrow 4 times. Or twice, I'm sorry. 4 damage counters on Lele. And using the Crystal Ray for the knockout, taking another 2 prizes. He grabs the Forest of Giant Plants and another Trainer's Mail. Really can't use Forest because it's already in play, and 2 Trainer's Mails are pretty much obsolete since there's item lock. A DCE on Tauros. Tauros can be nasty because you do not want to attack it. Simply because it can literally Mad Bull GX and your Pokemon is pretty much knocked out. So we see a Judge here. Trainer seems to be in pretty bad item lock, not being able to use any of his items, and Yanmega runs quite a few. Both players are drawing their 4. Let's see if trainer can do anything with his hand. So he's going to use Mad Bull for the knockout. I'm sorry, Horn Attack for the knockout. $110 plus 60 is an even 170, and that's what Glaceon's HP was. So ADRIZZY brings up that Decidueye that was hiding on the far right, or above the screen. We see that he drew a Sycamore off of his top deck. So he's going to use both Feather Arrows on that Tapu Lele. So you see here, this is a smart move because you do not want to attack the Tauros, and it can only hit for 60 at the most without any damage counters. So that will make it a 4-hit KO against a Decidueye. So trainer draw for turn. Let's see what he plays. So he's checking. Probably checking his hand, making the right move. Okay, we see 2 Yanmas coming down and a Yanmega evolving right away. Since Glaceon is out, Yanmega can start attacking again, and we see a Judge. So both players are going to get 4 cards. Trainer can attack for free with the Yanmega. Not sure if he wants to retreat the Tauros. The Tauros actually has a 3 retreat cost, so that might stay there for a while. Okay, we see the 60 being added to Decidueye. ADRIZZY draws for turn. Seeing what he's possibly going to play, I see 2 Ends, a Dartrix, a Gloom, and an Ultra Ball. So nothing much he can work with since he has no basics on his bench. So the Dartrix can't evolve. So we see both Feather Arrows going to attack the Tapu Lele, adding more damage to it. And we're possibly going to see an end. Maybe ADRIZZY wants to get the energy, the DCE, on the Decidueye so it can start putting pressure. But like I said, it might not want to attack this Tauros because if it does 90 to it, Decidueye is dead. Alright, so it looks like ADRIZZY used his GX attack. Not sure what he grabbed. But trainer, Lysander's the Shaman. Brings up the Shaman. Shaman is a 2-hit KO right now against Tauros. ADRIZZY has that DC in hand, so he's going to be able to attach. And Sky Return, not sure what he wants to bring up though. So he's going to use Feather Arrow, knocking out the Tapu Lele, taking his 2 prizes. So now ADRIZZY is down to 1 prize, while trainer is down to 2 prizes. It's 2-1 right now. Alright, so he Sky Returns, putting 30 on the Tauros, and bringing up the Decidueye with no damage counter. See, this is a good play right here. He Lysanders the Decidueye with damage counters already. It's at 70. Tauros can hit for 90 right now, so it's not doing much with the GX attack, because GX attack does 30 times each damage counter on Tauros. So here we see another just Horn Bull attack. We see, nope. I thought ADRIZZY did play the DCE on Decidueye, retreating it, putting it out of harm's way, bringing up the fresh Decidueye. Let's see, he still has his Feather Arrows, debating on whether or not putting this Lugia down. Attach a DCE to Lugia, and then you're hitting for 80 against the Tauros with 2 DCEs. Okay, oh, so he found it. ADRIZZY found the weak target. That's Yanma right there at 70 HP. Does the Feather Arrow and passes. Trainer draws that card. So right now, if Trainer doesn't knock something out, he will lose the game simply because that Yanma has so much damage on it. 2 more feather arrows and it is done. And ADRIZZY gets the final prize. So we see a Bridget searching for 3 basic Pokemon or 1 EX. Looks like he failed that search. So Trainer made a pro play here, bringing his hand size down to 0, using Instruct for 3 more cards, trying to bring out a Yanmega or a Hex Maniac. Oh, and we see Trainer concede. The Hex Maniac was the last prize he would have taken, so there was no way he could have won that game unless he brought out a Yanmega, since his Hex Maniac was prized. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. The quality will get better, believe me. I hope you enjoyed this commentary. Go ace on that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, train on.